Howdy folks, how y'all doing? Yeah, it's a boot that time again. Time for another frickin' round of brakes on this goddamn Nissan. I've tried so many different brands. I can't keep nothing on there for more than, 35, 40,000 miles. Nothing is lasting. What worked the best, what lasted the longest was the OEM brakes. 80,000 miles before I replaced anything, front or rear. I can barely get 30, between 30 and 40,000 is what I'm getting out of literally everything else that I've tried. And it doesn't seem to matter. I'm doing rears as often as I'm doing fronts. You know what I mean? Anyway, I'm getting sick of throwing money at this car. So, as far as I'm concerned, I'm just using it to buy time until the electric vehicles get cheaper and more cost effective and all that jazz. And then we're going down that route. Anywho, as long as that's turnkey drive car, I'm going to turn it and drive it. You know what I mean? In the name of dealing with brakes one more time, why pay more than you got to? I was blown away when I saw what was available for less than $200 frickin' dollars. Nothing else has been any damn good in my opinion, so why pay more, right? Let's see if we can get the same results with some cheap shit. And this is actually an upgrade. Here, let me show you. This is a rather heavy box, but yeah, a little bit like that. Yeah, it's got a little weight to it. Alrighty. You know what? Yeah, this is kind of heavy, a little scary. I'm gonna unbox this real quick and show you what's all included. Yeah, color me impressed. That's a lot for not a lot. Less than 200 to my door. Front and rear pads. You know what I mean? All nice and ceramicized and, probably not going to last any longer than anything else that I've ever put on the car. Hardware kit. You get drilled and slotted rotors, rear pads here. Naturally, again, same story. Ceramic, can of brake cleaner, a little bottle of brake fluid. Take a look at these rotors here. Hat rotors naturally then for the rear, and I mean, feels good. Machining looks good, and I've got nothing to complain about on this one. You're seeing what I'm seeing. Looks quite all right if you ask me. Then the front one here, I will mention one thing I'm not sure about and not thrilled about either. Take a look at that. Yep. One side is not quite like the other. That's yeah, not thrilled about that. Why would one side be thicker than the other? I don't know. The factory rotors, I know, well, any rotor that I've ever installed on this car has not looked like that. So that is something different. I'm not thrilled about it, but hey, as long as the car stops and as long as these go, 30-some thousand miles, then hey, they're going to be at least as good as anything else that I've had on there, aside from the originals, the OEMs, of course. All right, so that's what you get. That's a hell of a lot for not a lot. So nothing more to show and tell here. Let's go get them installed and do a wrap up. Oh yeah, we're into her, boys. We got a hot mess going on here. I wasn't going to show the how to do brakes because, well, I mean, come on. You guys already know all about that, don't you? I mean, if not, hey, there are a million freaking videos on that. Anywho, I just thought I'd update here real quick. That's what it looks like once they're installed. And if a little bit of never sees is good, then a lot of never sees is gooder, right? That's the theory I'm going with. Anyway, I had to beat the crap out of the rotor. It did not want to come off. She was stuck on like glue. And I always do put a little never sees around the hub, but this time I covered the hub That thing is, yeah, it's more gooder now. Anywho, I made a discovery, and of course I don't have the parts for it, and I'm not going to give a flying fuck about it today. Anywho, this is what's left of my dust shield. Yeah, that's all she wrote on that one. This is what's left of my parking brake shoes. Well, what do you want for a nickel, huh? No, I didn't plan on that. No, I didn't expect it. And no, I didn't get none of those pieces and parts. And so screw it. I just hacked off the rest of the dust shield. I'm done with that shit for life now. That'll never rub and make scraping noises ever again. And I mean, this thing's coming up for inspection. It's got to go to my buddy. He always does my inspections for me. I have a license. I just don't have a shop. That kind of story. Anyway, once it's over there, I'll throw it up on the lift and do the parking brake shoes then. But it's pretty painfully obvious what's been going on here. I have a horrible pulsation with this thing, and I mean, you can kind of see it in the rotors. You know, it's it's not quite even. And this has been my experience. I don't think there's more than 30. I know there's no more than 35,000 miles on these brakes. I guarantee you that. I doubt there's even 30,000 on it. But you know, that's what the rotors are looking like. Just total freaking trash. And the car is shaking. You know, it's bad. I thought I'd just mention here real quick. I feel the shaking in the floor, in the car, in the body of the car. That's how I know it was the rear causing the pulsation. When it shakes the steering wheel, that means your front rotors are warped. When it shakes the car, the seat, the floor, that kind of thing, that's the rears. But anywho, I just thought I'd give a glamour shot here. That's what it looks like before the wheel goes on. It's kind of pretty if you ask me. Pretty fucking ugly. Yeah, it's like that. Anywho, whatever. Move along to the front here and wrap this video up. Alrighty, it is right out here, but yeah, it's about that time. This was no damn fun either. This thing is rusting apart so bad. Yeah, you can't see it, but I'll bet you I chipped away almost, I would say honestly, about a quarter of the spindle thickness in rust. I mean, everything I touched was so damn rusty. One of the caliper slides was all locked up. Oh, I really, by rights, I should have put a new caliper on it because it was bad. I got it freed up. It's smooth and working now, but for how long? You know. Oh, for Christ's sake. I'm so sick of this car. I'm sick of the rust. It's killing it. I mean, it has killed it. The fucking rust. And I can't stop it. God knows I tried back there. And no, just nothing doing. But anyway, I mean, the brakes are wearing evenly, at least. Everything is, you know, it was about due for brakes. I took the dust shields off of everything now, so there's never going to be any of that scraping sound. That was really quite annoying to drive around hearing that scratch, 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 scratch kind of sound, especially when you got warped rotors. It's just amplified. Freaking obnoxious. Anyway, I've got it done. It's ready to roll now. Like I said, when I do the inspection on it or get the inspection done, we'll deal with the parking brake situation then. But this is going to be the end of it for this car. It's already on its last set of tires. I promised when I put those on last year that I won't do them again. That's the last set of tires I'm ever going to put on this car. When those tires wear out or when these brakes wear out, that's it. Car's gonna go. It's time for a replacement. But yeah, it's on its last set of brakes too. So whichever goes first, that's the end of the car's life, at least for my ownership. All right. The only thing I can tell you here, a little tip or a trick, whatever, a little bit of advice. Let's put it that way. If you want to get the maximum life out of your rotors, everybody just hammers their freaking brakes. It drives me nuts because that's what causes warped rotors. That's the primary reason rotors will warp, is because you're hard on them all the way up to the stop sign and you never let up. Pump your brakes a little. let them breathe a little. That's what these slots and these holes are all about. They let the gases get out, and they also let fresh air in, and it makes for a cooler operating mode, and it should prolong the life of these things. Will it? I don't know. I mean, time will tell. But when you're coming up to your stop sign or your traffic light, and you're hard on the brakes, get off a little. You know what I mean? Most of you guys take the same roads, the same routes all the time. You know where your stop signs are. You know you've got a traffic light right up the road. Don't keep speeding up. Plan ahead for it. Get off the throttle. Use momentum to get you there. You know what I mean? Hammering your brakes like an asshole, well, it warps them. That's just what it is. When you're coming up to your actual final stop, get off. That's it. Get off. Like just feather touch the pedal at that point. You should be slowed down well enough that you can just slowly but surely, coast into a stopped position. If you hammer the brakes hard and then stay on them right until you make that final screeching stop, well, that's what warps them. It's staying on them that hard, getting them that hot, and it's that final little jerk at the end. That's what warps them. That's what's doing it. That's what does it fastest, the quickest. And getting them hot's going to warp them over time, no matter what you do. But yeah, when you're coming up to your while you're still rolling, you're just barely moving yet. Get off, let it go. You know what I mean? You're already slowed down enough. So yeah, that's a little word of advice. I don't know if I explained it well enough, but yeah, it'll a little bit of technique there will make your brakes and rotors last a whole shit ton longer. So all right, that's my only words of wisdom, if even that. But all right, I'm gonna go put some miles on this thing now, a couple of months, and yeah, we'll finish up this video with my final thoughts and opinions. $200 though, I'm impressed. I really am. Well, if they last as long as anything else, then yeah, I'm gonna highly recommend them. But let me put some miles on them and then give you my final thoughts and opinions. All right, tune back in a few months, I guess. I figured I'd just show you quicker than, easier than trying and failing to tell you. See those pedals there? Keep them off the floor. Everything will last longer. Your brakes, your gasoline, every single thing you got going on in a vehicle will last longer by controlling very precisely those two pedals right there. And most of us drive the same routes all the time, right? I mean, the roads, where you're gonna stop and traffic lights and stop signs, and I know there's one coming up. So I've been slowing down, and the point is, don't keep speeding up. You've just got to stop. And when you do it, like that, just like that, I didn't feel the stop. I could see that I was stopped, right? I knew I was stopping, but I couldn't feel the actual stop. If you can take off and stop, gently, everything will last longer. That's what I was trying to get across, trying and failing, I know. But I just figured, do a little show and tell here. It's a whole lot easier to demonstrate than it is to talk about. That's all I was trying to say. And everybody, I don't know, my father used to say everybody's in a hurry to die, every time he would get past. And he wasn't wrong, really. It's people would fly past him on a major highway. He's doing the speed limit, 55, sometimes 60. Sometimes he really pushed the limit there. You know what I mean? But the guy who passed him, or the people that passed him, they were just sitting at the traffic light by the time he got there. Nobody got ahead. Nobody, all they did was piss away fuel, all that extra wear and tear on the vehicle. When you're stopping, you've got action. You've got a whole lot of momentum build up. There's an action, and then there's going to be a reaction. So the more gentle you can force that action, let's put it that way, the more gentle the reaction will be. You've got a lot of stored energy in 2,000 pounds of moving mass. So when you try to bring that, all that mass to a dead stop after it's been, going 50, 60 mile an hour, well, things are going to give. Your tires are going to flex and store some energy. Your control arm bushings are going to flex and store some energy. And, you know, I'm just real gently slowing down right now because I can see the stop sign, right? The point is to stop without even feeling it. If you can stop that gently, you're going to, well, your brakes are going to last forever. You're not going to deal with the warped rotors and all that crap. And, no, I felt it. I can usually get it right, but sometimes I screw up. The point is, if you can stop without feeling it, your brakes are going to thank you for it. Well, they're just going to last forever. They're going to last a whole lot longer at least. And by the time the brake pads are worn out, you should still have, you know, pretty straight and true rotors, because there ain't much worse brake-wise than, you know, having a bunch of life left on your pads and, you know, the car shaking, you know, outrageously every time you come to a stop sign because you've superheated your brakes and you've warped the hell out of the rotors. And that's what does it. It's that last little bit of the dead stop. That's what does it. Your brakes are going to get hot. You can't stop that from happening. But if you can just gently come to a complete stop, your brakes will thank you for it. I promise you. That's all I wanted to say. Alrighty. It's about that time, I guess. We're going to finish off this video here. I've spent some time, give or take about a month. Unfortunately, I will never wear these things out, or at least I doubt that I will. We don't do that much driving anymore. We're racking maybe 3,000 miles a year, maybe 3,500. So, you know, the car is going to rust away before it, you know, anything else, probably before anything else actually breaks. Before I wear out brakes or before I wear out tires, I'm sure the thing's just going to rust into the ground. So there is that. But I spent a little bit of time driving this thing around, and I got to tell you, I mean, I like them, guys, girls, gals, ladies, gents. This thing, this package deal here, this is a hell of a thing. This is a hell of a deal. So far, I got to say, hell's yeah. If you need some brakes, get them. They're freaking awesome. Stopping power is much improved, which, you know, it's kind of given. You saw the old rotors. I mean, the at least in the rear, at least the rears were only grabbing, like, I don't know, half the freaking rotor. Oh, they're shit. Everything is such shit anymore. Anyway, I don't know, you know, 30,000 miles, they'll probably go that long, but, you know, I doubt we're going to put 30,000 miles on the car before it rusts into the ground. So there's that. But, yeah, man, for less than $200, this whole kit, brake fluid, brake cleaner, you know, everything you need, including hardware, the hardware clips and all that crap was there. Hell yeah. That's a hell of a thing. I like them. So, you know, if you need them, hey, I'll put a link to everything, you know, naturally down in the description. If you need this for a different vehicle, well, just use my affiliate link. That helps me out a little bit. And, you know, that'll get you to the store, or at least, you know, you can get to the store via that link, and then find whatever your, you know, particular application may be. But, yeah, man, these are freaking good. I like them. All right. I'm going to wrap it up right here then. I'm going to give it, you know, at least one thumbs up. It deserves to. Nah, we'll do 2 thumbs up here. Do the like, the subscribe, the ding-a-ling with the bells and the whistles and all that jazz if you like this kind of stuff. And, you know, chuck me one of these if you like the video. Anyway, yeah, check the link down in the description if you need some for yourself. And, hey, that's going to wrap this one up. Thanks for hanging out, guys. And we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.